Hi friends, are you ready to read the next few chapters of Front Desk? When we left on, Mia was helping Hank by writing reference letters so that Hank could get a job as a security guard, and she didn't tell Hank. All right, let's find out what happens next. Chapter 45. As the autumn leaves turned and Hank waited to hear back from the malls, we got a surprise visitor, a kid. You'd think that since we were so close to Disneyland, we'd get a lot of kids. But we didn't. People with children preferred to stay at the actual Disneyland Hotel or the nicer hotels over in Anaheim Hills. We did get the occasional teenager traveling with his parent, grumbling about not getting his own room. We also got the occasional toddler pitter-pattering around the parking lot, happily sucking on her thumb. But sadly, not many kids my age. So it was pretty cool when I looked up one day and saw a girl standing in front of the front desk with her mom. She had a mane of bright red hair and freckles across her nose. "Hi, I'm Mia," I said eagerly. Unfortunately, the girl did not return my enthusiasm. She chewed her gum loudly and looked at me like I was a bonus question on a math test. I handed her mom the registration form. "So are you guys on vacation?" I asked her why Mom filled out the form. No response. "We're only 2 miles from Disneyland," I said. "Just keep going on coast and you'll hit it till you hit the freeway." "We know where Disneyland is," the girl snapped. And she turned to her mom. "Are you done yet?" she asked. She stuck her hands into the pockets of her skinny jeans. She was wearing Calvin Klein jeans, the kind I would kill for. Her mother tossed me back the form. As the two of them took their key and turned toward the door, I called after them. "If you need anything." "We won't," the girl shouted, slamming the door behind her. Talk about rude. I called Lupe on the phone later to complain. "You won't believe this girl," I said. "So rude." "Did she fall off the mean tree and hit every branch on the way down?" Lupe asked. I giggled. "You and your trees." I pictured Lupe sitting in her room, her walls lined with drawings of trees. "You know, I've still never seen your house," I pointed out to her. It's not much to look at," she said. "That wasn't the point. Are you going to have me over?" "Yeah." "When?" "Soon." I woke up the next morning to the most unexpected surprise. My mother ran into my room holding a pair of jeans. "Guess what? The girl and her mom left, and they left behind these," my mom squealed. She tossed me the jeans. "They might just fit you. What do you say? You want to try these on after we wash them?" I jumped out of bed, and the two of us raced to the laundry room. My mother threw the jeans in for a spin. I sat with my nose pressed up against the washer. That was it. No more ugly floral pants. No more standing out like a sore thumb. I was getting my very first pair of American jeans. They were warm when they came out of the dryer. I held the jeans up to my face, closed my eyes, and smiled. They smelled like hope. The new jeans fit like a glove, 100% normal, hugging my legs. I put on a nice shirt and practically skipped to school. Jason arched an eyebrow when I walked past. So did the popular girls in my class. I tried to play it cool, of course. I tried to walk normally, one foot in the other. But inside me, fireworks were going off. Chapter 46. I wore my new jeans to school every single day. And every evening I put them in the washer and waited around in my pajamas while they dried. I didn't dare let them out of my sight. I was waiting around for my jeans to dry one night when Hank ran into the laundry room. It was the day before Thanksgiving, and he had the biggest smile on his face I'd ever seen. "You're looking at the new security guard down at the mall," he said proudly. "Oh my gosh," I shrieked. "It worked. The letter worked," he said. Confetti cannons went off inside me. "You know what else worked? Your letter," he added. I immediately tensed up. Was he mad? Hank chuckled and patted me on the back. "It was bold, I'll tell you that much," he said, "but hey, they bought it." "Phew! How did you find out?" "It was the first thing they asked me about. Tell us about working as a security guard at the Calvista," he said. "And what did you say?" I asked him. I said, "I've never worked with nicer people," he said, and I meant it. I smiled. "Can't believe you did that," Hank said, shaking his head. "What possessed you?" I took his hand and led him over to the front office where I grabbed Lupe's card, the one that said, "You can't win if you don't play." I handed it to him. Hank looked down at the card and pulled me in for a bear hug. That Thanksgiving, we invited all the weeklies to the manager's quarters to celebrate. It was our first real Thanksgiving, and even though my mom didn't know how to make a turkey, she knew how to make turkey sandwiches and buy a pre-made apple pie from Ralph's. Hank brought cherry tomatoes from his tomato plant too. As the sweet and tangy smells of apple pie and cherry tomatoes and buttery toast filled the manager's quarters, we all ran around the table and said what we were thankful for. "I'm thankful for your mom's okay," I'm thankful for your mom's okay, my dad said, his eyes smiling at my mom. Hank here, here, everyone agreed. I'm thankful for my new job, Hank said, as he raised his cream soda to me and said, thank you, Mia. I smiled. What about you, Mia? Mrs. Q asked. What are you thankful for? I looked at everyone and at the love in the room. I'm thankful for you guys, I said. Chapter 47. With Hank making money again, we no longer had to hide him. Mr. Yao was baffled when he found out what happened. How did that deadbeat sneak back in here? He wanted to know. Still, money was money to Mr. Yao, and he was happy to take Hank's now that he had it. Hank was happy too, for it meant that he could roam around the motel freely again. When I got home from school, I found him sitting up on the roof with Lupe's dad. What you doing up there? I called. I was just helping Jose here with his tools, he said. I looked at Jose, who seemed very happy to have some company up there on the roof. Want to hang out at the desk? Hank asked. No, it's okay, I said. I'll get you guys some sodas. As Hank and Jose sipped sodas on the roof, I went back to the front desk. There were 4 messages waiting for me. Aunt Ling, Uncle Zhu, Aunt Ping, and Uncle Yang had all called to say that they went by the addresses I gave them, but none of them had seen the missing Thunderbird. That meant we were all down to the final address, the home of Mrs. Robinson. Oh gosh, I hope they don't find the car there. Sometimes, when I wanted to say something really bad, I'd ask myself what I would be willing to give up for it. For example, when I was waiting at the hospital that day my mom got beat up, I asked myself what I'd be willing to give up for my mom to be okay. I decided I'd be willing to give up the essay contest. I'd rather be stuck on a bad roller coaster with my mom than a good roller coaster all by myself. Today, as I thought about Mrs. Robinson and what I would give for it not to be her, I looked down at my new jeans. I decided I'd be willing to give them up just to prove Mr. Yao wrong. I looked up from my jeans to see a Chinese man running into the motel. He came by foot. He didn't have a car, which is odd for California. As soon as my mom saw him, she dropped her mop. Zhao Zhang, she cried. Yao Ying, he exclaimed, the warmth of their affection coming through in their greeting. Yao meant little in Chinese and was something you called dear friends. They hugged each other and jumped with joy. At dinner, I learned that Uncle Zhang and my mom used to work together in China. They were both engineers. Uncle Zhang was one of the best engineers we had. He can fix a television in 30 seconds, my mom said, picking up slices of ham with her chopsticks and adding them to his plate. Well, more like a minute, Uncle Zhang said. He and my mom laughed. So when did you get here? My dad asked. About a year ago, Uncle Zhang said. My mother asked him what he'd been doing. That's when Uncle Zhang dropped his chopsticks. I don't know how to say this, but he shook his head. What? My mom asked. What is it? Uncle Zhang's eyes watered. Oh, Ying, I'm an awful mess, he said quietly. Slowly, he began to tell us what happened. Shortly after he came to America, he got a job working in a kitchen. The employer was an American guy who told all the workers that their passports and IDs would be safer with him, so he took them all away. Without their passports and IDs, the workers had no way to leave. Month after excruciating month, they put up with long hours, toiling away at the hot kitchen with virtually no pay. We work 18 hours a day from 6 a.m. to midnight. We only get one day off a month, Uncle Zhang said. At night, Uncle Zhang and the other workers slept at the employer's house in the basement with no windows. I'm basically a slave, he cried. I only got out today because the immigration came and raided us, so everyone had to flee through the secret tunnels. What secret tunnels? I asked. He told us that inside the restaurant there was a closet in the kitchen with a white apron. Behind the white apron there was a button. If you pushed the button, the closet wall would open and you could crawl out. The secret tunnels led to hiding places and directly outside. We never thought it would happen, but today immigration showed up, Uncle Zhang said. As soon as the immigration officers walked through the door, one of the waitresses came in and into the kitchen and put in an order for ice-fried rice. That was the code word. One by one, Uncle Zhang and the other workers slipped inside the closet, crawled out through the tunnels. When I got out, I kept looking up at the sky, so vast and blue, Uncle Zhang said. It's been ages since I've seen the light of day. And how did you manage to find us? My mom asked. Oh, part was easy. Every Chinese waiter up and down the coast of California knows about this place. Look out for the blue cap, he said. You guys are famous. Uncle Zhang said with a wink. Then Uncle Zhang's face fell and he got real quiet. But I have to go back. They have my passport and ID. My mom shook her head. There's got to be something you can do. Uncle Zhang shook his head right back. It's my own fault, he said. I should have never taken the job in the first place. Why did you? Because I was desperate. Uncle Zhang swallowed hard. I got in trouble with the loan sharks. All right, friends, that's it for today. I will see you next time.